Nigerian elders tend to look down on oral sex. Is there an issue with this in marriage?
So, Pastor, should I talk with all my chest or I should? The last church. You see, when we go to certain churches, because we travel a lot, we preach in a lot of people's churches, we have been pastors too before, we're kind of still pastors. We like to respect whatever the pastors are teaching. The church they invited me was a couple's dinner, it was even in a hotel, the couples were lodged there, it was a night, so they brought me to come and speak, and somebody asked this question. And the person asked this question, the person knew what they were doing, because I think their pastor had been telling them that oral sex is sin. They should not do it. The person asked the question. Me, that time I was a young preacher, many years ago, I just said my whole mind. They've not called me since that time. And it's more than 15 years ago. Sometimes we should be careful not to teach preference as doctrine. Yeah. It's good for us to stay within the limits of the Word of God. Oral sex is sex that involves the mouth. Oral is mouth. Sex is sex. So it involves any sexual activity that involves the mouth. So kissing is a form of oral sex. You are indulging in a sexual act with your mouth. Kissing your partner's neck is a form of oral sex. Kissing your partner's bosoms. I have to use Christian language. Please. I cannot say breast in church, please. I cannot say breast in church. So let's... Yeah, we can't be using breast, nipple, all those things. They are not Christian words. So kissing your... kissing your wife's bosoms and your husband's chest is a form of oral sex. So that's why I asked them in that church. I said, can you use your mouth on your wife's thigh? They say yes. You can use your wife on your mouth on your wife's back. They say yes. I say then you can use your mouth on your wife's body. So that's how I answered the question. They didn't invite me again. So biblically, there's nothing wrong with it. There are scriptures that even point to oral sex in the Songs of Solomon and all that. So God gives us some certain level of liberty in our home. However, now the issue now arises where one party wants it, the other party doesn't want it. So that's where the issue is. It's not really a pastor's job to even help you. Don't involve us in what doesn't concern us. So I've counseled couples where both of them in premarital counseling, because we talk about things like this in premarital counseling, where both of them have never had oral sex and don't even want to think about it. So that was great, you see. That counseling went really well because we've never done it, and this is why we say you should stay sexually pure. But if you have been single and you are a PhD in oral sex, and the person you find to marry has never had it, you see, you're already in a problem. That's why it's always good to obey God. So in a case where both of you are ready to, or one person wants to, the other person does not want, we always ask for there to be compromise from both sides. The person that doesn't want should grow to the point where they are willing to try, and the person that wants should also grow to the point where they are willing to do without. When it comes to marriage, both people must move. It can't be you always make the shift for me. You be willing to move. The way sex is, even sex itself should not be something that should make your marriage break. You shouldn't say, oh, because we don't have sex every day, I'm going to die. No, that's sexual bondage. You should have so much control. Even if your wife is sick or your wife travels or something, you should have to stay. So God doesn't want you in bondage of sex. However, he wants to enjoy the liberty that he has given you. So there's nothing wrong biblically with sex, nothing wrong with it in any shape or form. I mean, oral sex rather, nothing wrong with it in even humanly and all that. It's a matter of preference, and this is where communication comes in. This is where I talked about sexual commitment earlier on. You see what I'm saying? This is where it comes in. You can't always guarantee compatibility, but if both of you are committed, I've never tried oral sex, but I know it to make you happy. My aim should be to try to make you happy. You see, commitment is what matters, not compatibility, because you will never be 100% compatible with anybody. So I hope that helps. Pastor, will I be invited back? All right. Yeah.
How do I get my husband to communicate more and be more expressive during sex?
All right. For one, get him this book, How to Make Love to Your Wife Without Touching Her. Just that, sadly or realistically, a lot of people need to learn. We don't stumble into being good lovers. The mistake many people make is they just think it's going to happen. If you've not learned or you don't communicate, you will not be a good lover. It's not just going to happen. All right? We learn every other thing, but we just want to assume when it comes to loving our partners. We learn how to drive, we learn road rule, we learn everything else. But when it comes to marriage and love, people hate counseling, people hate conferences, people hate learning. They want to stumble into it. You're not going to succeed without intentionality. So send knowledge his way, drag him for meetings like this, do counseling if you need to, so that he will learn to be expressive. Be patient with him also. You be expressive with him. You know, sometimes your energy can bounce off, him. So as a woman, I suspect this is a woman talking. Yes, as a woman, don't be so bent on a man reading your mind. I know women love for men to read their minds and, be proactive and preemptive about their needs. But a lot of men are clueless. So you have to tell them that, say so and so, do this at this time. I'm telling you, at the beginning it will be awkward, but he will get the hang of it. As long as you're not pressuring him. Men don't learn well under pressure. All right? So don't pressure him. Don't make him feel like a failure. I tell people all the time, With women, when you tell a woman she's not doing well, she does everything within her power to prove you wrong. When you tell a man he's not doing well, he does everything within his power to prove you right. So don't pressure him. Don't make him feel like, oh, you're a horrible lover. What is working sexually now in your house? Focus on that. Praise him about that. All right? Men get addicted to praise. So when you focus on what he's doing right, he will desire to do more. When you tell him what he's not doing right, he will think, I'm a failure at this, so I need to avoid this. Men run away from what they don't do well. All right? So don't focus so much on what is not working. Tell him what he's doing well. He's the one that will start asking you what else he can do. And drop it as hints for him. Then you two, do what you want him to do. Be expressive. He will get a hang of it. All right? I have teachings I've done, 7 things men should provide. I've had classes we've done to teach men. Men don't know that communicating during sex is a thing. And women, you must understand why. Women, you have 2 sides of your brain working at all the time. This is why you can make love to a woman. She's asking if the door is locked, if locked the door. Because one part of her brain is in the bed, the other one is checking the whole house, checking the pot, checking what's in the fridge. You know, because you have that. But men don't have that. So if a man is doing one thing, he usually can't concentrate to do another thing, except he learns the gift, the art of it. So women generally like to talk, like to do many other things when they're having sex. Men don't want to do any other thing. This having sex is enough things for his one mind to handle. So you need to teach him that, okay, it's okay to talk, it's okay to slow down. It takes learning. So guys, don't think you're a good lover. One of the things we advise couples to do is constantly ask each other, what can I do better, or what can I stop doing? If you don't have that conversation, both of you will just be running and thinking you are pleasing each other, not knowing that you are frustrating the hell out of each other. So communicate, talk to him. When the atmosphere is right, have this discussion with him and be like, I really wish, or is there a reason why you don't like communicating during sex? Learn to ask the question in a non-accusatory way. Most people ask the question, why don't you talk to me during sex? Is it that you're thinking of another girl? That's not how to ask the question. So find out, is there a reason why you don't like to communicate during sex? You know, I like it. You know, do you like it? Why don't you like it? Can you try it? You know, our mind doesn't work like women's own, yeah.
And sorry, can I just add, when most women say that they want a man to communicate during sex, for guys, let me help you. We're not expecting you to have a full-on conversation. Yes. A little bit of groaning here and there, a little bit of moaning, so that we know that what we're doing is working. You're doing all your work, doing all the action, doing everything. Man just look at you like, until he's coming, then one eye start twitching. That's all we see. Or your toes curl up. How about you just do, or a bit of that feels good. Something to encourage the young girl. That's all. So we're not expecting conversations about how your day went when we're having sex.
I'm telling you, a full conversation. What should I be saying? Yeah.
So just help the girl. That's all.
Yes.